What's going on, everybody? Uh, this is a fucking long time since the last one, but
Long
yeah,
time between
bit of a
drinks.
return to the Hardwood Rundown podcast. Yes, we're still here. We're still going.
Yeah,
Just had a
vibing.
lot of stuff, been busy, but we've been staying in touch with the NBA. Obviously, NBA playoffs are on at the moment. We're fucking very happy about that, and a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. We're going to chat about it this episode, briefly go through round one and then our predictions for moving forward in the round two or semi-conference, whatever it's called, semi-finals. That's one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. Do you want to start with Bucks Heat?
yeah. Wow, that was like what a series. And like, I'm not actually because I do like the Bucks, but I do like the whole Jimmy Butler narrative. Kind of leading the team not by himself, but you saw Tyler Hero went down, Oladipo went down in the play-in. Um, I think all odds were stacked against Miami. Not a huge fan of the whole Drew Holiday guarding Jimmy the whole series is what it seemed like to me because you've got a two-time defensive player of the year in Giannis. You got Chris Middleton, who's a positive defender.
Mm.
I just feel like down the stretch they needed to make rotations or try something out because like you're down 3-1 and in game five, you're Drew Holiday, the matchup is still there. Jimmy's talking trash to him. They're both going back and forth. And I just feel like in that type of game where you're basically your season is on the line, I feel like you got to make those adjustments. I think they'll have a look at Budenholzer's future as the head coach of the Bucks. Obviously, he had some stuff in the background go on. I think his brother passed away or something like that. But
Mm.
um, yeah, I feel like you need to be able to make those adjustments in such big moments down the stretch like that. And obviously, like they've won the championship before, they've done it before, and they've been in those scenarios. I just think I don't want to say they like gave up early, but it just seemed like as soon as Miami started to make a comeback, that it was just kind of they were just stuck and didn't know what to do.
Mm.
But that's just my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, Bucks get very comfortable when they're like suffocating teams and able to um like stay in their system. But like yeah, with the Heat, they're such a playoff team. Like there's regular season
Mm.
teams and there's playoff teams. They're such a playoff team. So they just find a way and they just hit shots in ways that you just can't really always like plan for. And like they're always Bucks are always playing, like solid defense. It's just Himmy Butler. He's
Yeah, I know. I know.
insane. There's no way he's not related to MJ. Like there's no way
No, I know.
he's
It's
not his
crazy. It's
kid.
crazy.
But
Everything points to it. Everything points to it.
yeah, and got to give Heat credit. Like that's incredible to pull that off, particularly because like their window is closing past couple of years, and
Yeah.
like this is a year I'm like, you know, you got to go for it. You missed out on the trade
Yeah.
line because Pat Riley was sleeping. Like, um, so this is a very good sign for them moving forward, and I think they'll. I mean, they're series tied with the Knicks, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think I thought before this year, I thought before the Bucks series, I just said like don't count the Heat out. They are a top four seed. They had injuries throughout the year. They couldn't get it going.
mm,
The lack of 3-point shooting. They brought in Kevin Love.
mm,
They did things, and they were so under the radar that there was coming into the playoffs. There was no pressure at all. No pressure.
mm.
They could. They took the Bucks. They pushed them out of the playoffs. The best team in the league, arguably. I just don't think you can count teams out like Miami. They just
Yeah.
they can. Oh, and it's the same scenario with the Warriors. Like
Mm.
last year, the start of the season, they're like, nah, no way. Like they
Yeah.
can't do it. Even this season, they're looking really good. They lost today against the Lakers, but like, yeah, those types of teams, you can't count them out. Can't count them out. They just keep coming back. So
Mm.
yeah, I think overall really good series. And I really hope the Heat make the finals now. I think they're my Eastern team that I'm kind of rooting for, just because of the whole Jimmy Butler thing and the eighth seed making it to the finals. That would be pretty sick.
Mm.
All right. What's up next? We got Cavs and
Cavs,
Knicks.
yeah, Cavs Knicks. Sorry, man.
Yeah, you can kick us off with that one. You
I
can
don't
kick
really
us
have
off.
much to say. It was a cool series, although like it kind of just reiterated that Donovan Mitchell is a too good of like a regular season player in that
I
it
agree.
kind of overshadows what he does, or it kind of sets him up to fail in the postseason because like let's be honest, like his team isn't like ready there yet. So like I wouldn't blame anything on him, but it's just like he does show so much in the regular season where you're expecting a lot in the playoffs, and there's only certain teams who are playoff teams in this league. Like
Yep.
rarely do we see a team kind of like get through the cracks, you know? So yeah, that's all I really got. I mean, good on the Knicks. I'm so happy their fan
Yeah.
base is going crazy. But yeah, good on the Knicks.
Yeah. I think as a Cavs fan, I'm just kind of happy that we actually got there and didn't have to go through the play-in tournament like last season where we were like the third seed for a lot of the season and just kind of had all the injuries.
Mm.
And I think you're right. Like, I think it's well known that Donovan Mitchell should not be the franchise player, and he's a very much a regular season player. But like effort areas, man. Like
Mm.
I think New York, it was something like Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart combined in Game 5 for the same amount of rebounds as the whole Cleveland team. How
Wow.
does that happen? How does that actually? I don't understand. For Cleveland having such a good front court defensively,
Mm.
to be beaten on the boards consistently. The Knicks are I think the Knicks are the league leaders in offensive rebounding as a team.
Right.
But that shouldn't be an excuse coming into a series where you're the four seed, you won 51 games, effort areas, and the whole Donovan Mitchell thing. I think, yeah, like I think I'm happy we've made the playoffs. I don't think we were going to go super far, but we need a wing that can shoot the lights out. Someone like an OG. Um, I'm not sure who else. Maybe like a. I'm trying to think like a Bogdanovich or something
Mm.
like that. A guy that can just stretch the floor and be reliable from deep. Because Okoro, Chetty Osman, Danny Green was actually okay,
Mm.
but I just think we need a lot more wing depth and a lot more shooting. Because if Donovan Mitchell has an off night, and then Darius Garland, who's not used to shooting a ton of shots, then
Mm.
he can't get in rhythm because he's not, you know what I mean. Like it's just,
Yeah.
I think there's room for improvement. Next season's brand new, and hopefully we can get some solid pieces in the off season. But
Mm.
honestly, happy for the Knicks. Not disappointed. I think we actually just got outplayed, and Knicks are super underrated. Super
Yeah.
underrated. Super underrated.
Super
And I
well
think they'll
rounded.
I think they'll give the Heat a series. I give the Heat a series for sure.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, if only they played D Rose as well, but yeah,
Yeah, I
that's a
know. I know.
story
They
for
brought
another
him on.
time.
They kept bringing him on in garbage time, which sucks. But I mean,
Don't make any
he's just
sense.
at that. I think he's just at that stage now.
Yeah.
Sixers Heat. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot. I don't
Sixers
really have a
Nets.
whole lot. Sixers Nets. Sorry, what did I say? Sixers Heat.
Sixers Heat. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Sixers Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have too much. I think the
No.
Sixers just. I don't think
Sweet.
no one had expectations going in. I think it's good that the Nets made the playoffs, but really Kevin
Yeah.
Durant and Kyrie Irving set that up for them. So they've
Yeah. I
got
mean,
a good young core, Embiid,
yeah.
MVP, and yeah,
I'm a bit. I mean, no, we swept him, which is great, but I'm disappointed in the way that Embiid plays. I'm fucking sick of him, man. I know he's been told by like his like physio to like fall, right? Like that's actually
yeah,
what he's been told. So that's
yeah.
fair. But sometimes like he got away with so much, and I think game 3 it was, or game whichever it was. He
Mm.
should have been fouled out easy in the first quarter, especially with that kick, right? He should have been ejected.
Was that the game where Harden got ejected And
Yeah,
clutch
Harden got
and got
ejected.
ejected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Class
I
and
100% agree. 100% agree.
and then I think third quarter, Embiid shoves Claxton out of bounds.
Yeah,
No way that's
yeah.
not a foul. And they don't call
No way.
anything. He's
No,
doing
no.
shit the whole game. I don't like the star protection stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, Sixers are my team, and um, like we killed it. Like we did well, took care of business. I love how we went to Tobias Harris more in the post. We need to use him more. Him
yeah,
backing down
100%.
Mikal Bridges. The only other point I had was how many Mikal Bridges are there out there? Like
Oh yeah,
solid role players, but
solid.
yeah, insane. But
Best
nah,
best role player in the league. Well, no, he's not a role player anymore. But in
yeah,
Phoenix, best role player in the league, hands down.
yeah, he was the best.
Yeah. I think other than that, like, yeah, Sixers are going to go deep in the playoffs. I feel like them and Boston that like it's very neck and neck. I don't know because like obviously James Harden had 45 yesterday, but what
Mm.
happens when Embiid comes back? Do the Sixers get better? Does Harden regress? Like we've seen it all season. Like they're such a good team and they can easily win a 7 game series against Boston. But the knock on them is like when it comes to playoff time, it's just a bit. It's like it's a lot like Donovan Mitchell as a player, but the Sixers as a team, very regular season, get to the playoffs, bum out. But I hope not. Just for
Yeah,
the sake of the Sixers, I hope that they can go deeper.
yeah.
But this pause, but this playoffs will be interesting.
Yeah. Sure.
Celtics Heat. Well, yeah, it was actually a really good series. I really liked it.
You said
What?
Heat again.
Surely not.
You did. No, Celtics Hawks. I know what you mean.
I got the heat on my mind. Celtics Hawks. Really good series.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it. I think it was kind of gonna happen. Like we all knew it was gonna happen. The Hawks took 2 games. Trae Young with obviously that game went on game 3.
Mm.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't have too much.
only thing I have is really shouldn't have been 6 games. I think it shows Celtics vulnerability, which I didn't expect
I
to
agree.
see.
I
They have
agree.
such a
Yeah.
solid team,
So deep. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And like so yeah, so have Malcolm Brogdon and Derek White like alternating, like sometimes coming off the bench or whatever, like is insane.
I know.
Particularly what
Yeah.
they both can do. But yeah, I mean, I don't think those vulnerabilities will show in the Sixers series because it's like
No.
let's look at Embiid. It's all about what's Embiid's going to do, I guess, but also with Harden. But then again, he just dropped 45, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
I
Yeah,
know.
but
I think also like the Celtics, like, yeah, you lost 2 games, but they were also within like 5 points.
yeah,
Like, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Wouldn't
yeah,
worry about it too much. So that's the Eastern Conference. We'll go to the West and then we'll run through the first round and then we'll just do a quick playoff prediction for the rest of the second round.
yeah.
Nuggets, Wolves. Oh, okay. Get Anthony. Ant has to leave.
Mm,
He's got to leave because if he doesn't leave now, I don't know what's going to happen.
mm,
Because you can't. It's not like you can trade Gobert. It's not like anyone's gonna. You're gonna get scraps after what
mm.
you gave up. They're not going to want to get rid of him because you gave up your future. I don't know. I think. Do you like hit the reset button completely? Just get rid of everyone and I don't know.
Mm,
I think if you did trade Ant, you would get 4 picks back to try and make it a bit more secure.
mm,
I just don't know. I think he's just got to get out. I think somewhere like Miami or I really don't know. Like New York. New York have assets to
mm.
give up for. Oh my god, that would actually be insane. But
Yeah.
like I just think. Also think the Nuggets are way too good. Like
Mm,
way too good. And like the only thing that the Wolves had going for them was Anthony Edwards, and the Nuggets are just one of the best teams in the league, who will go far in the playoffs, I think, as well.
yeah. Yeah, they're built for that. Yeah, I mean, it needs to be traded. He needs to take note of other stars who have been in his situation and like get out of there.
Yeah,
Like you can't handle, you control where you get drafted, but you players have so much more control now.
oh,
No
100%.
matter how it looks, if I could choose where I could work, I would choose where I want to work. Like at the
Yeah,
end of the day,
exactly.
this is
Yeah.
this is work for them. This is
Yeah,
um
100%.
and they want to work where they want to work. So, hopefully
Yeah.
him and his agent have a discussion about like, look, we're not going much further here. My ceiling is much higher than Cat and any of the
Yeah,
guys here.
100%.
So I need to prioritize myself. So I'm sure he's someone who is looking to prioritize himself. But no, I mean, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah,
And honestly, if your goal is to win a chip, it's not happening in Minnesota. No way.
yeah, no, not anytime soon.
Did I just cut out? Did I just cut out? Or did you cut out?
No, no, you're good. You're good. Did I cut out?
Did I cut out?
No, you're
Ah, sweet.
good.
I think so. Yeah. No, I think you cut out. Yeah. That's fine. It's
No,
whatever. Suns Clippers super underwhelming. Like Kawhi Kawhi gets injured like 2 or 3 games in. Like no PG. I don't know. Sun's too good. Westbrook resurgence. I reckon he'll re-sign there. You just got
Mm,
to get like. I feel bad for Clippers fans and the organization as well because you've pretty much given up your entire future for these two guys, and they can't even play.
mm,
You load manage throughout the season, so Kawhi doesn't get injured, so he preserves himself for the playoffs. So yeah, Suns Clippers. I think Clippers got a clean house. Kidding, they don't have to clean house, but I just think you've saved up Kawhi and PG for the whole season, and then it gets to the playoffs, and they can't even play. Like I just don't understand. Like yes, injuries can happen, and I get
yeah.
that it's out of control. Like it's out of your control, but like you've basically given up your future for these two stars, and the furthest you've got is a Western Conference final
Mm,
when the Warriors were injured, where the Suns just had the luckiest run of all time. Like no Kawhi. I don't know. I just think you gotta do something. I don't
mm.
know if you trade. I don't know if you trade anyone. Like, what's the point? Like,
Yeah,
because
no.
they're just gonna get injured. They're just gonna get injured somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anyways, who's gonna give up their future? Um, yeah, it's Sun's really good, man. Like Devin Booker's averaged like 37
Mm,
when you've got Kevin Durant on your team as well.
yeah.
So yeah, I think they're down 2-0 now to the Nuggets. Hopefully they turn that around and make it an interesting series. But yeah, I just think letdown of a series, to be honest.
Yeah. I initially was thinking like the winner of this would be Western Conference champs, like winner of Suns Clippers.
Yeah. Mhm.
Particularly if it was Clippers, I was thinking if they win shorthanded without PG and um and going into it they had Kawhi, if they just had Kawhi, but even without Kawhi, if they were able to win, um there's no way. I don't think there's any way they couldn't make the finals. And that's weird. They're
Yeah.
just so frustrating, man. They have such a solid foundation. Like Robert Covington coming off the bench, like deep into your bench, like is insane. And you have so many. I love that. I love their lineup. Like having Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, having Russ, revitalize his career. Like I don't know, man. It's really they're just disappointing. It's so disappointing. I want
Yeah.
them to
100%.
just show something and yeah, I feel bad for Clippers fans. Everyone hates on them,
Yeah.
but yeah, you just gotta feel bad for them at this
I
point.
do feel bad.
Yeah, that's
Like, and the positive thing is, I know, like, we've just spoken a lot of negatives, but like,
mm,
you know that your team together can play really well. And
mm,
like, that can be a good and a bad thing because it's like, oh, like it actually makes it worse because you know that the team's so good. But
mm,
yeah, I think just one full healthy season is all everyone asks for, and they just can't get it. So
mm.
I feel bad, but injuries are injuries. What you can't
Yeah,
do much about it. You can't do much.
yeah,
Um, Kings Warriors, that was a series, man. That was such a good
mm,
series, and it's like everything I thought it was going to be. Like a
mm.
7 game series, super tough, down to the wire games. A Draymond Green kick to the groin.
Let's
What I don't
go.
understand was something like Sabonis at the end of game 7, like walked off and didn't say thank you, like didn't say like respect, blah blah, to all
Uh,
the. And Draymond was like lost a lot of respect for that dude. I'm like, you literally kicked him in the. What are you talking about? You kicked him in the groin. Like, I get it. Sabonis kind of grabbed his leg, like he was,
yeah,
but still, like you can't say I lost respect for someone, and when you did something equal, like more, like worse than that.
100%.
Great series though. Great
Yeah, I
series.
one, I think Draymond coming off the bench was actually like really like
Really
critical
good.
at points,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
I think that's a role that Ben Simmons should um take on,
Yeah.
um because we see how Draymond is so successful in his
Hmm.
role, um
Yeah.
because he's not looking to score, and then they don't look to guard him, and so he'll still drive inside, get a couple of points. Like he won't get
Yeah.
anything crazy, but yeah, I think that's a role that Ben should embrace.
Hmm.
And then oh yeah, with that Draymond thing, like, sorry, you're an NBA player, you're an elite athlete. He said, "Oh, like he's grabbing my leg. I have nowhere else to stand." No, there's no way you can't
He's
hold
a
your
biggest load of
balance
shit.
for you can't hold your balance for an extra half a second to place your foot somewhere else. Like it's not, it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
No,
It's
it's
obviously
bullshit.
a little toddler reaction, I think, in his brain to like, oh, let's kick
Yeah.
this person who's holding my leg. Like he shouldn't hold his leg. No,
Yeah.
no way. But
For sure. 100%. 100%.
absolute toddler reaction, and it's frustrating because you'd think at this point he's a veteran enough to be past that, 4 championships,
Yeah.
and if he could kind of either if he can get past some of that, like it's competitive, right? He has a competitive edge, but if he can just tone it down a bit, it hurts. I wouldn't say it hurts them more than it helps them, but it does hurt them at times when you need him in the game, or
Yeah.
yeah, like it's a bit frustrating how he hasn't learned that yet. But hey, they won.
His temper results in technicals and
Mm,
like ejections, and I don't think off court stuff only because they know who he is. But it did at the start of the season, like the whole Jordan Poole scenario.
mm,
Like
come on.
I always wanted to know what actually caused that, because that he must have had to do something crazy for that reaction. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, overall good series. Never count the Warriors out. Like I said about the Heat before, never count them out.
mm,
This Lakers Warriors series is going to be so good. Like just judging by today's game alone, it was unbelievable.
mm.
Speaking of the Lakers Grizzlies. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like
What a series.
bro, like Dylan Brooks, never open your mouth. Like the thing with LeBron, like as a player, not even as a player, but the teams he's on, if you even like talk any sort of trash, like after you win, like it's gonna get bad. You saw like when like the Cavs were down 3-1 in 2016, Clay
Mm,
opens his mouth and the lead's blown just like that.
yeah.
I think like don't open your mouth if you can't back it up. They always went hiding when they lost.
Mm,
Like Grizzlies are a great team. Don't get me wrong. They miss Steven Adams though.
mm,
The big man presence. Like AD dominated for most of the series. He had two pretty like average games, but Lakers as a whole really good. And I feel like they're giving me the same vibe as like the 2016 Cavs. How the chemistry was so good, and they all seem to
mm,
get along pretty well. There's not like one with a huge ego on the team. They just all want to win, which is really good. Austin Reeves, killer.
mm,
D'Angelo is D'Angelo. Like he has these really off games where he shoots like 3 for 12, but he has like game 7 he had like 31. Oh, game 6 he had like 31.
mm.
So I mean, like he's that type of player. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah, on Dealer, yeah, I just when he's not having his shooting nights, it doesn't mean he can't have the ball in his hands. And like
Mm,
sometimes that happens. I guess it happened in Minnesota when he wasn't shooting well. He wouldn't get the ball in his hands, but like no, he's still a really, really good playmaker.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
he's doing like some like no look lobs on the pick and roll. Like he's a very, very solid playmaker, and he's always a threat with the ball anyway. Um,
Yeah,
so I'd hope they go to hit like they keep using him, um, despite whether he's having a good or bad game. Um, because he's a killer to have. Like he'll still drop 30 on you anyway, like we saw.
Yeah.
I think Dylan Brooks did exactly what he came to do. If it
Yeah, I
worked
think so
out,
too.
like if it worked out, like he would just been like, yeah, sweet, I did
Yeah.
exactly what I came to do.
Hundred
Um,
percent, 100%,
yeah,
100%.
and the fact that they're not going to look to sign him back, like, yeah, I think he did the job that he was supposed to do. Yeah, and the fact that they're not going to look to re-sign him, which is interesting. I think it's a bit of an overreaction. Like he's a what average 13 this year,
Well,
not great shooting, but definitely brought more on the team than he kind of helped. You know.
I think there was a lot of like contract negotiation breakdowns or something. Like he wanted way more money.
Ah, okay.
Like sure, like betting on yourself, but like seriously, you're not worth that much. Like as much as like we all know like how much he would think he's worth.
Yeah,
He's just not that. He's
yeah.
not that guy.
You're not that guy.
All right. So round one review done. I think we should just go quick fire picks for the second round,
Mm.
and then we'll do another second round review in next week.
Yeah, let's do
So,
it.
all right, I'm going to quick fire. Heat Knicks in how many games?
Heat and 7.
Heat in six.
Oh.
Sixers Celtics.
Sixes and 7.
I agree. Nuggets Suns.
Nuggets in 6.
Nuggets in six.
Yeah.
Lakers Warriors.
I want Lakers to win, but
This is the
nah.
hardest one.
I
This is the
think I
hardest
think
one.
Warriors. I think Warriors in 7. I think Warriors. I don't know,
I
man.
think.
Fuck.
I think the
Yeah.
Lakers are riding. I think the Lakers are riding so high at the moment,
Mm,
and I know that the Warriors had a 7 game series. I'm gonna go Lakers in 7.
yeah. I
I
could
don't
go.
know.
You
This
go
series
either
can go either
way.
way. Either
Yeah.
way. Like I know. Yeah. It's just it's one of those series that I literally don't even know who to pick. Don't know
Mm,
who to pick.
yeah.
I don't know. I think the difference for me is that like if the Warriors have an off night shooting, then they have lost the game
Mm,
because the Lakers have such a like a big body presence, and I just don't like. I just think the Warriors rely sometimes a lot on their shooting. And if they have an off night, then they've lost that game, kind of thing.
yeah. That's so true.
Which was kind of today. It was kind
Mm,
of like that, but I also think that the AD just had like a great game.
mm.
But yeah. All right. Round one review finished. So we're going to try and do an episode a week. So we'll do because the second round probably won't be finished next. It won't be finished next week, but we'll do like a so far review.
Mm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
that
Let's get it.
was that was the semi return.
Yeah. Thanks for
We're
sticking
back to
by us.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
Yeah.
it.
We
We're
we we,
back.
we
We're
got
back.
something in concrete now, recording
Yeah.
every Wednesday or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, stick
Yeah.
around.
Leave
Yeah,
your
and let
thoughts. Leave your
yeah,
thoughts in the comments as well. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
yeah,
Who
let
do you
us
think is going to
know.
win the NBA championship this year?
Nuggets. Nah, I don't even
Not
know.
bad. I have no
I don't
idea.
have I
Ah,
don't
it's
have
too
anyone
hard.
yet. Yeah.
Too hard. It's too hard. Lakers. No, I'm kidding. All right. Peace.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Bye bye.